And the blues comes from the slave ship.
Now these beads, this is the peace belt. This is the actual peace belt, and each one of the beads has a significance. I was on track from the third grade, as they say about us, on the penitentiary track. I did spend a year in 4 different juvenile institutions before I was 15. But I will say in that last institution, my life was saved by probation counselors of all races. I was a soldier in the war on poverty, and actually at 21, my picture was featured on the front page of the Los Angeles Times for being, having come from jail and camp and all of that to become a job developer in the war on poverty concentrated employment program. And the writer, Jack Jones, he won a Pulitzer Prize for writing about the riot. And so he wrote about me. And at the time, he asked me, "What about your father?" And I said, "I don't know who my father is." But he didn't put that in the article. He said he can't remember his father. I found the identity of my father because I had been searching for it for all those years. And I was running into lies and half-truths. At age 52, I was married, but at that time and working. And then I finally confirmed the identity of my family. And I met the family, and they thought I had known all those years. I had 4 first cousins, and as a result of meeting them, I learned that the family history was about to be lost. I found that it would be left to me. It was like a hole had been cut out in my heart over my life, and now I could fill it with this as a purpose. And so I approached it, and I can say I was able to get the family history in the Smithsonian Institution, African Native American Lives in the Americas, where I was featured as a Seminole Maroon by Dr. Kevin Mulroy, who was the world's leading authority on Seminole Maroon. A Maroon is that person, could have been an Atlantic Creole, could have been enslaved from on the plantations in the Carolinas, who escaped with help or on his own. Now we're getting into the network of freedom, who escaped across the border into what was Spain. National Underground Railroad Network to Freedom, they had a groundbreaking event there in St. Augustine in 2012. And the importance of that event was they chose 9 what they call very important descendants. And I was blessed to be one of them. And it was there that Dr. Diane Miller heard that I was going to do, off of the event property, a Seminole Maroon Peace Belt ceremony. And she said, "Well, can we see it? Can we be part of it?" And I said, "Oh, yes." As a result of me performing that Peace Belt ceremony there in 2016, it was the bicentennial commemoration of the destruction of Fort Negro, which they call Fort Gaston or Prospect Bluff. And I was asked to come there. And it was so important to me because of the people who were massacred, even in the explosion. 270 people instantly massacred and more died after. And I was able to perform a ceremony with the chief representative from the Florida Seminole, the Muskogee Creeks, and from the Mississippi Choctaw, and a high-ranking U.S. official. I sent Dr. Miller, Diane Miller, all of the things that I write, my blogs, and I inform her. I even I speak on several national Black conscious radio show. Carl Nelson, Tavis Smiley, Stevie Wonder, Jesse Jackson, and Reverend Al Sharpton. Reverend Al, he would bop me if I forget him. And so I always let people know that I'm a private sector partner for the National Underground Railroad, and I'm so proud to work on the team.